Okay, everybody, 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins here with a look at the storms that are moving through the area. Wanted to jump on here tonight and show you we've got a severe thunderstorm warning right now for Manatee County until 7:45. That's a good looking cell. The main threat in what we've been dealing with this evening is for hail. We've had hail in excess of about of almost an inch. I mean, we're talking pretty big hail there, getting up towards golf ball size hail. That can do some damage, of course. Most of what I've seen has been on the north side of the river in Manatee County, but it is crossing the river now and headed over towards downtown Bradenton. So if you're in this particular area right now, there's the look at the radar. It is going to move. What was the movement on this? Let me look. The warning's in effect until 7:45. It's moving west at 20. So I'll put a little track on there for you. And I think a little southwest as well, too. Get it out to Holmes Beach, Anna Maria Island by about 8 o'clock. So, Bradenton Yacht Club, 7:42. We're sitting at 7:36 right now. West Bradenton, a little bit after that. Anna Maria Elementary is just about 8 o'clock. So, anywhere out there on the beach. These have pulsed, and so will it make it all the way to the beach? I think so, but they will weaken just a little bit, I think, by that time. Notice what's happening. You see this line right here? That's the sea breeze line. And then watch it right there. You see it right there? And then look what happens. This storm over here comes that way. And as soon as it hits this right here, it boom, explodes, right? That's because of the interaction with the storms coming through with the sea breeze as well, too. And I'm telling you, this is impressive on the visible satellite. This is a tough view of it. It's kind of hard to see. But that is basically a shadow right there. That's the back side of that thing. So big time storms out there right now. Let me go up to the north a little bit. We got some pretty good rain up there as well too. These storms, initially up in the Citrus County, we had a severe thunderstorm warning for this. Doesn't seem as bad right now, but you can see it's kind of tough to see. See the hail markers in there? Right there, just south of the Crystal River, there's US 19. There's some hail right here in Hernando County, right along Highway 19, US 19. And then look at this in Pasco County. Let me go back and see what we got. So this cell here, looks like it really produced some decent hail there up just west of Pasco. So the one in the Aaron area right now, we've got to watch this one. I would assume it's probably lost a little bit of that. But if I slice this in half, you're probably going to find a hail core up in there. Oh, there you go. Look at that. See that little black dot, that red dot right there, the dark one? That's a hail core. So that's still got some hail left over. I don't think it's quite as much as it was when it was up there in Pasco area. State Road 52, but if you're in that Aaron area, and this is going to head down towards Starkey Ranch, so keep an eye on that. If you can put the car in the garage, that'd probably be a good idea. I think most of this, well, no, I think it does head right over towards Starkey Ranch. So let's see, let me move this a little bit back here, see what it looks like. Yeah, still pretty good hail core right in there. And in fact, that probably extends up to all these cells that are up here as well too. Not as much there. Not quite as much, but all of this energy will work back towards the coast as we go through the rest of the evening hours. So obviously you can see the best chance for rain is going to be right here, US 19 westward. Hudson, you're up next. Weeki Wachee, it's moving in shortly. Spring Hill, you're getting the worst of it right now. It will be clearing up. If you're out on US 301, Spring Lake, Pasco, Dade City, the threat's basically over for tonight, right? But if you're in western parts of Pasco County, you can see that here. Lando Lakes area, obviously seeing it right now. This is the Veterans Expressway right here, 589. It'll be crossing that soon. These are all moving at about 20 miles per hour, so let me go ahead and kind of put a track on that as well too. Put it out towards Newport Richey by about 8:15. So, certainly Odessa's the one to watch. Hudson by about 8 o'clock. So that would be about 15-20 minutes from now by the time this cell can make it over there. So that's that one. No, let me show you about the warnings. The only warning that we have now is still for the one that's down here into Manatee County. Severe thunderstorm warning, and that has quarter-size hail with it. Yeah. So not golf ball, but quarter-size hail. And it goes all the way out to the coast there. So it's rocking and rolling in Palmview right now. Certainly on the south end, but Bradenton, here it comes. If you've got any good pictures, send them to my Facebook page, Bobby Deskins Weather, as long as you can safely do so, of course. Bigger picture, I'm waiting for this to fill in here, and I'll be honest with you, my kids and my wife are right here at a flag football thing. And so I'm watching West Chase, that whole area there. And what I'm concerned about is this line that's right in here. I think that's going to flare up. It's just starting now. But if that flares up, it might make it all the way over to there. So if you're in northern Pinellas County, we still have all the energy to come through, right? The main line is back out here, and it's all moving in that direction. So we still have a chance for those things to flare up. I think it will flare up if you look at that line extending all the way to the north. Look what it did when it got to the coast. And that's where the sea breeze is. So, no need to assume that it won't. So we're going to get some heavy rainfall with this as well too. Precip, this is kind of early on in this event, but we've got some numbers. Let's see. I'd say we're for half inch, 3/4 of an inch on average, but there you go. Look at that. 1.5 inches is what's estimated with that. Now that had some hail, and that kind of throws the estimation off a little bit. Higher reflectivities because of the hail. But an inch of rain quickly in some of these, yeah, certainly. Sarasota, we had some. Let me see what the radar looks like now. This one's dry now. But that storm right there, yeah. That put down, yeah, about 3/4 of an inch. That looks more like it right there. But that is gone for now. Good news. But look at this area that's really filling in here. Right along the river. And it's going to get all the way through Bradenton, out towards the beach. Long north end of Longboat Key, you'll likely see this as well too. But I certainly think it makes a beeline right down there through Bradenton area. North of the river, well, south of the river, doesn't matter at that point, right? Let's move back up to the north. These lines, in fact, you know what I'm going to, let me crank this thing down a little bit. Let me get to my radar here. What you can do is we can crank the radar down a little, and then it can show me a little bit more of the sea breeze lines. So you see this, there's an outflow boundary here. There's the sea breeze right here. I would watch for something to try and pop right in this area here. Okay, so you got this here, you got that in there, and you got a piece of energy coming through here. So when this gets in here, give that to about, what, about 7:45 now, 7:43, about 8 o'clock. Watch Carrollwood. Let's see what happens in Carrollwood right around 8 o'clock. This line further to the north. See if I can crank that down, see if it shows me what was there before. Nah, you can see a little bit. A little bit of the sea breeze was already in this area here. And you can see it really fired up along it. So that's kind of what we do to keep an eye on, where things will develop. Let's take a look at the hail that we've seen with this. It's been a pretty good hail day today. And, well, and the last couple of days, to be honest with you, for that. This is estimated hail from the radar, but just east of Memphis, over an inch. Yeah, that's pretty good. And have we gotten any? We've gotten any actual, well, quarter size. Yeah, we did get some of that. That was in Ellington. So that's that right there. Right? That produced quarter size hail right there. So that's good. It's great when we get storm reports, because I'm looking at the radar. I see quarter size hail on the radar, but I don't know if it's happening. Then somebody sends in a report and says they saw it. So that's fantastic. This one's filling in. Northern Pasco County, well, all the way down, Land O'Lakes is coming through now. Ton of lightning here. So anything outdoors right now, let this go. It's not going to last long. It'll blow through, but certainly want to be out of the way of this lightning coming through right here. It's going to be crossing the Veterans Expressway here in just a little bit. And that's going to put it out eventually towards Starkey and Odessa, the Odessa side of Pasco. The Keystone still dry at this particular point. You can see it fall apart. If you're out there, what is it, Ed Radis, Ed Radis is sitting right in here somewhere, right about there. So the closest lightning is about 12 miles away at this point, so that's good news. I know there's a ton of people sitting right there outside at the football games. Carrollwood, just starting to pop these up here on the other side of 75. You see that? North of Busch Gardens. In fact, let's take you out to Tampa. Take that camera over to that storm right now. And there it is. Yeah, we should get some really good color out of this just because the sun angle's getting low. But that's the storm. Busch Gardens is pretty much right in the center there. Actually, right over in this area right here is Busch Gardens. So we're looking out underneath that. Back down to our warned cell, this one right here. Still looking pretty good. Just a severe thunderstorm warning. And that goes till 7:45. So that just expired. Let's see. Yeah, they've allowed that to expire. So no warnings in the area right now. By the way, we do not have any severe thunderstorm watches, tornado watches, anything like that. You know, this time of the year, what happens is you still have some dry air around. Sometimes some slightly cooler air up above us, right? But certainly up above us, you have drier air. And so when these storms grow, because we're starting to heat things up, right? It's not quite rainy season yet, but we're starting to kind of heat things up a little bit, starting to feel like it. We're starting to be able to make some storms. Now when those storms grow up, they grow up into that drier air, and that causes evaporation, and that takes heat to evaporate. And so with the heat being taken out of the atmosphere to do that evaporation process, you get cooler air. So now it's colder up there, and now you can make more hail. So the first month of rainy season, you know, end of May, most of June, we can get some pretty good thunderstorms, especially end of May. And then when you get into July, it's just, ugh, right? July and August, of course. All right, so there we are. Warnings expired. This looks like it's come down just a little bit here for me. Let's look at this 3D radar here. I like to use this. When you put it in motion, it really shows you. You can see it peaking. Oh, look at that. The latest 3D is peaked. But that's going to end up coming back down. You can see all the returns here. It's not as strong of a storm that's out there. So still producing, you know, possibility of some hail, some pea-sized hail. We're seeing it right here on the north side. Yeah, it's about pea-sized hail there. This is in the Palmetto area. Let's go back in over the radar so you can see the storm getting ready to cross. Well, it's kind of crossed the river already, but getting into West Bradenton here in just a little bit. AMI still looking good. I will say that, but take a look at this AMI. If you're out, friends or family out there checking out the sunset out on the beach, which is gorgeous, and you've got lightning that's 7 miles away and closing. So heads up out there on the beach. Be very, very careful. Keep in mind, look, the lightning can go 10 to 15 miles outside of a storm. Many, many times we see it 5 miles outside of a storm. So it's closing in on the beaches right now. I am multitasking today. Got the hockey game on. Want to see Maple Leafs lose. Sorry. Making some graphics here for a hurricane special. Tracking these storms. Sometime I'm going to try and get some dinner too. We'll see about that. So this storm's getting, this looks interesting here. Kind of the stronger part of this is drifting to the northwest, and that's got some decent little hail in there too. Highway 41. Good thing is we have not seen a lot of rotation in any of these, and don't expect it, so that's good as far as you know, like as far as tornadoes would go or anything like that. Not expecting that. So let's talk about the strength of these storms. Well, the height of them. This one, and usually when you get to your hail makers, they're going to be big. 47,000 feet is the top of that one. Now this has come back. Let me back up a little bit if I can, because this one had to be bigger than that. That's the one that went over Sarasota. Yeah, I guess not. No. The stronger, the bigger ones have been up here, north here. Looks like that one was the biggest. Well, Citrus County now. Yeah, that's Spring Hill, man. Yeah, that's a good storm. Good storm. Large storm, 45, 46,000 foot cloud tops. Put that in perspective. The freezing, what was it today? The freezing level today was 13,500, 13, almost 14,000 feet. So that means everything from 14,000 foot elevation to 46, 30,000 feet basically is below freezing. So certainly further north you go, further high in elevation you go, altitude, it's going to get colder. So that's why you can get some hail on some of those taller ones. So those are the tops of the clouds is actually what we're looking at there. So let's get down here. Land O'Lakes. So this cell is really starting to fill back in. Let's get back out there on the camera. Yeah, now you can see it right there. Really starting to fill in there. Let me zoom in on that just a little bit. You really see the rain shaft coming down. You know, that it's lit up from the sun because of the low sun angle getting underneath there. Pretty cool. If I watch this long enough, you should get some lightning out of that as well too. That's that road, by the way, that you see here. That's 275 going northbound right there. And what we're looking at is this right here. Right, we were looking from here across there onto that cell. Busch Gardens right here in the foreground. Doesn't look too bad to me. I mean, there might be some small hail in there. Certainly this one in Pasco County looks a little bit stronger, but it looks like it's kind of leveling out here. I don't think it's going to get too much stronger. Yeah, that's the bigger hail that we had earlier. All right, let's go back out. Bigger picture here real fast. So expect this line to continue to move to the west. I'm going to hop off here. Just give you a heads up for what's going on tonight. Let's get to this. Is our high-res model. And this will show that line moving to the coast. And you see this right over St. Pete? So there's still energy left, and that's 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight. I think that's a little late. I think 8, well, it's 8 o'clock now. Maybe 9 to 10 o'clock, still some storms coming through. And then things should fall apart after that. All right, now look, the model keeps saying there's some rain left over through midnight tonight. If there is anything, it's mainly going to be some lighter rain that's left over on the tops of these storms. And what I do is I look where those tall cloud tops were. I would expect to get some light rain in Pasco County. After the big storm comes through that you're seeing right now, I would expect some lighter rain to develop. It'll stop raining for a little bit. Then you'll get some lighter rain to develop, and that could last an hour or two. And sometimes, in some instances, it's known to do that. All right, here's the weekend. All right, tomorrow, 1:30. A few pop-up showers, not a lot. Look at that, not much for the Bay Area. Some up to Citrus County, some down south. That's 1:30. Now, look at that, that's 4:30. So, Saturday plans, afternoon showers and storms right here along that I-75 corridor. Eastern Hillsboro, Fishhawk, Brandon, Riverview, 4:30. And then they flare up. Some of those could be a little on the strong side again tomorrow. Probably, I would not be surprised if we get a severe thunderstorm warning or two, but mainly for hail and winds in the 40s to near 50. And then they push off towards the coast. This is 8 o'clock. And then we're done. Now, Sunday, Mother's Day. We start quiet. That's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right? There's the sea breeze. We would be looking for some showers to start here and then flare up here, but we're not seeing much at all. You see that? There's some drier air moving in up above us, and that should be enough to cut everything out. So that's the good news. There's your 7-day forecast, guys. We're going to go 91 tomorrow, 90 on Mother's Day. Definitely going to be hot this weekend. I just think Mother's Day, the dew points drop a little bit, so it's not quite as humid as what it's been out there today and yesterday. And that's one of the reasons why we won't see as many storms either. Now, Monday and Tuesday, we're starting to transition to a westerly wind. Let me show you that. And one way you can look at that is the overnight lows. When you know the water temperature is about 83, 84 degrees, right? You can see that westerly wind coming. All right, that's my wife here. Sorry, she's on the... Hello. With the lightning, yeah, it's getting close. I'm on Facebook Live right now, as a matter of fact, talking about it. So you're on Facebook Live. Last I checked, it was about 10 miles away, but it's getting a little bit closer. Let me measure it for you here. Yeah, so right now, it's about 10 miles. There's lightning strike in Carrollwood's about 8 miles from you. Yeah, yeah, and it's not going to last long once it comes through, but it would probably take, let me time this for you. It's going to take till 8:26, so about 20 minutes it'll be there for you. And it'll probably last about 10 or 15 minutes, and then you'll probably have to wait another 15 minutes after that, so 9 o'clock. Yeah, you probably got about 15 minutes, maybe less than that if they use a 6-mile radius for lightning. Oh, no, 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 no. It's going to start around 8:26, 8:25. Are you not? Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and text you since you can't hear me or whatever, and then they'll know. No, it gets there at 8:26. Or somewhere closer there, 8:20, 8:30, somewhere in there. I'd say you probably have to wait till 9 o'clock before the lightning's cleared you.
Right. Okay, 9 o'clock before it clears, and then it sounds like they're canceling the game stuff from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let me let you go. Bye. Yeah, it looks like they're canceling games. Sorry, guys. Appreciate you waiting with me for that. That's part of communicating. You tell somebody what the time is going to be, and they don't hear you because they don't do what I do, right? That's the hard part. We're just getting people to understand what the timing is, because it is weird. Because you're in one spot, it's coming towards you, and I have to say, look, watch what's happening right here. Let me freeze this now. You see that right there? That's lightning, right? She just called from right there, and there's lightning about 8 miles away. The main storm is about 12 miles away, but that lightning came out from that. And so if you have people here, what you're doing is you're timing how far is this kind of stuff, right? Not necessarily the rain. You don't want that. So that's what they're trying to figure out now. And that's coming. Look at that one. Wow, look at that latest scan. There's hail coming there. Yeah. So anyways, that's where we're at, guys. I gave you the forecast there. I'm going to go ahead and come off of here. Just watch the storms the rest of the night, especially from Bradenton northward. I think that's the best chance for seeing them. Although, obviously, if you're in Citrus County and western Hernando, I mean, you're getting the storm right now, but the worst of it's coming through right now, and everything's going to be quieting down. So just watch for a few light showers after that, closer to about 9 o'clock tonight. Western, northwestern Hillsboro, northern Pinellas, western Pasco. Next hour or so, you've got the storms coming through. I don't think everybody gets storms, but you can see this line is filling in right here, so it's a good chance. All right, guys, that's it. Hope you are having a great Friday. Have a great Mother's Day out there. Don't forget to like my YouTube page, Bobby Deskins Weather, and my Facebook page, Bobby Deskins Weather. And, of course, Twitter is Bobby D Weather. Check that out as well, too. All right, guys, have a great evening.